Amidst the breathtaking grandeur of Mount Everest, tragedy has struck with the recent demise of Jonathan Sugarman. As the world grieves his loss, people are trying to unravel the circumstances that led to this heartbreaking event, confronting the unforgiving nature of high-altitude mountaineering. This is the story of Jonathan Sugarman. There was no doubt Jonathan Sugarman felt at home in the mountains. He would send photos to his daughter from treks all over the world, and the joy in his eyes was palpable. "I think the mountains just kind of left him awestruck," said his daughter, Maya Sugarman. He felt the beauty and power in those mountains. On Monday, May 1st, an American named Jonathan Sugarman died during an acclimatization ascent of the world's highest mountain in Camp 2 at around 21,000 feet. The U.S. Embassy in Kathmandu verified the death to outside. This is the fourth fatality on Everest in 2023 and the first for an American. With an exceptional medical career spanning over 4 decades, his daughter said Jonathan Sugarman was dedicated to improving healthcare systems to ensure they followed a patient-first approach. He also founded the Seattle Indian Health Board's residency program, roughly 30 years ago. Arne Vainio, now a doctor on the Fond du Lac Reservation in Minnesota, said he was in his 4th year of medical school, awaiting placement for his residency, when Sugarman called him out of the blue, offering to fly him to Seattle for a tour. Vainio, who is Ojibwe, was impressed by the facility's commitment to native health and inspired by conversations with native doctors, some of whom practiced traditional medicine. "Jonathan was always a teacher and really cared for native health," said Vainio, who became one of the Indian Health Board's first residents and was close with Sugarman and his family. Sugarman found his love for climbing and the outdoors as a young man, his daughter said, but put his climbing aside for time to focus on his career and family. But his passion for high places was rekindled in 2010 when he took a trip to Mount Kilimanjaro with his daughter, a former college roommate, and the roommate's son. Tributes poured in for Sugarman, described by various friends and family as a legendary latke chef who was always after the perfect crispness, a lover of the trumpet, and an exceptional humanitarian who touched and changed for the better lives from the deserts of the Navajo Nation to isolated villages in Alaska to the streets of Seattle. During his career, Sugarman climbed a number of peaks, including the 22,837-foot Aconcagua in Argentina and the 20,310-foot Denali in Alaska. He took a climbing excursion to Ecuador in November 2021, according to Uphill Athlete. He climbed Cotopaxi, 19,347 feet, Cayambe, 18,996 feet, and Chimborazo, 20,549 feet, before returning due to avalanche danger. Sugarman landed in the Khumbu Valley with the International Mountain Guides expedition in early April, and the party reached Everest Base Camp on April 10, according to the company's website. According to IMG updates, the group trained for a week on nearby peaks before heading to Everest on April 17th to begin acclimatization treks to higher camps. On April 29th, the party left Everest Base Camp for a higher elevation trip. Half of the team made it to Camp 2, while others remained at Camp 1. The rest of the climbers arrived in Camp 2 on April 30th, with the intention of resting on the 1st of May, before pushing to Camp 3 on May 2nd. Sugarman and the team he was hoping to summit Everest with had been in the area for about a month, acclimatizing to the altitude and training by submitting nearby peaks. In the days before his death, Sugarman left Everest Base Camp, 17,598 feet, with his team and climbed higher to Camp 2, 20,997 feet, where they were planning to take a rest day Monday before continuing to Camp 3, 23,950 feet. Eric Simonson, CEO and owner of International Mountain Guides, IMG, the organization that planned Sugarman's adventure, confirmed some of those factors in a statement, but declined to share personal details about Sugarman out of respect for his family. "It is with deep sorrow that IMG reports the death of one of our Everest 2023 team members at Camp 2, Simonson wrote. We can confirm that this event was not the result of a climbing accident or route condition that would be of potential impact or safety concern to any other teams on the mountain." Simonson went on to say that the remainder of the climbing team was doing as well as could be expected given the circumstances, and he begged the climbing world to give our team and this climber's family the space and time to grieve and contend with their loss. The most recent IMG bulletin does not state whether or not the team intends to continue their acclimatization period. On May 2nd, officials were attempting to transfer Sugarman's remains to lower levels. According to the Everest Chronicle, Sugarman had participated in numerous international mountaineering trips. Sugarman gave an interview to the coaching website Uphill Athlete in August 2022, where he explained his climbing background. He claimed to have stopped playing the sport in college, only to resume it in his 50s. I climbed in college but quit cold turkey when I found myself doing something that had recently resulted in deaths. I realized I wasn't being very concerned. I dragged a climbing rope harness and rack around for years though, he admitted. Sugarman returned to the sport decades after leaving. A college flatmate urged him to climb Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. Although I wasn't really interested, my daughter, then in college, asked if she could come, which sealed the deal. A few months later, I climbed Mount Rainier, joined the mountaineers in Seattle, took a couple of climbing courses, and then embarked on several domestic and international climbs. Sugarman had compiled an impressive list of peaks over his career, including a successful ascent of Argentina's 22,837-foot Aconcagua and Alaska's 20,310-foot Denali. He took a climbing excursion to Ecuador in November 2021. According to Uphill Athlete, he climbed Cotopaxi, 19,347 feet, Cayambe, 18,996 feet, and Chimborazo, 20,549 feet, before returning due to avalanche danger. In a Facebook post, Uphill Athlete founder Steve House described Sugarman as a lovely person. I recall Jonathan from his time at Uphill Athlete in 2021. He was a fascinating and intelligent man, wrote House. I admired both his humility and his eagerness to learn. I'm sending my condolences to his friends, family, and everyone else affected by this tragedy. Maya Sugarman, 34, said memories of her father's kindness and strong moral compass have helped her push through the pain in the weeks since his death. He was really like a mensch, she said. His daughter said he accomplished his 2022 goal of reaching Everest's Camp 3, but the mountain kept calling. Sugarman was prepared, diligent, and had the technical skills and experience to aim for the summit this year. And he was conscious about mitigating the risks inherent in such a climb, Maya Sugarman said. She said her father's work in healthcare reflected his value of doing as much as he could to serve others. After working for the Indian Health Board, he joined a non-profit consulting firm now known as CoMagin Health in 1995, rising to become the president and CEO. Evan Stultz, who worked with Jonathan Sugarman for nearly 25 years, said his former colleague helped raise the bar. Sugarman led the non-profit through several landmark initiatives to improve patient healthcare, Stultz said, and the organization's revenue and headcount more than doubled under his leadership from 2001 to 2018. Sugarman had previously suffered from high-altitude pulmonary edema, HAPE, a potentially lethal condition induced by rapid elevation gain. His interview with Uphill Athlete included a discussion of the training routine he employed to overcome the disease. He suffered from HAPE while attempting to summit the 26,864-foot Cho Oyu in 2016, and had to abandon his expedition after reaching Camp 1 at 21,000 feet. Both peaks were fun and gave me the confidence that I was fit enough to go through the Khumbu icefall, Sugarman told Uphill Athlete last year. Traveling through the icefall was amazing. I was overcome with emotion to be looking at the Western Khum, Nuptse, Lhotse, and Everest in real life instead of just in pictures. Sugarman leaves behind his wife, Teresa Sullivan, back home in Seattle, and his daughter, Maya Sugarman, in Los Angeles. What do you think about this? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed today's video, then make sure to leave us a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to always be updated with the latest content as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks for watching. See you again soon in another video.